Hey guys, so today I'm going to be walking you through the sales tax or VAT configuration in Dynamics 365. So what you want to do is probably follow these steps in this order. I think that would make it easier for you to have your complete configuration. Number one is you want to set up your sales tax authority. Let's say in the US, maybe it's the IRS, for example. But every country is going to have a different tax authority. So you need to know their name. You can add a description. So that is the number one thing you will need to set up in the system. Second, you want to set up the sales tax settlement periods. Now, this just means how often do you have to settle the tax transactions? Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? So that is the second thing. And then next, number three, we're going to be looking at the ledger posting groups. So here you just need to define what are the ledger accounts that will be impacted by sales tax. So it could be sales tax receivable or sales tax payable, for example. From there, you can go ahead and enter your sales tax codes. So here, for example, you have products that get taxed at 5%. So here's where you're going to define what the sales tax code is and the percentage. Lastly, you will take those sales tax codes that we created in step number 4, and you will add them to two groups. The first group is the sales tax group. And the sales tax group is a way to classify your customers. An example of this would be a customer that gets taxed at the full rate, or maybe they are exempt. And the last thing you want to do is also add those same sales tax codes to the item sales tax groups. So this particular item sales tax group gets added to your products or items. And an example of that could be maybe you are differentiating between a product and a service. But I will walk you step by step in the system, and it'll start to make a little bit more sense. Okay, guys, so I am here. This is my dynamic screen, and this is a little worksheet that I put together on what I need to enter in Dynamics. So I'm just going to follow step by step what I showed you in that slide. So the first thing you want to do is set up your sales tax authority. So in Mexico, you have this SAT tax authority. So all you have to do is add the authority name and a description. That is step number 1. Step number 2 is, so go back to tax, indirect taxes, sales tax, and we're going to look at the sales tax settlement periods. So these are some of the settlement periods that come already pre-populated in the demo data. But let me just go ahead and create a new one just for demonstration's sake. Just going to call it monthly. And I'm going to add the authority here. And you just need to define here the period, interval, unit, and duration. We will add here period intervals. Let's just say that it starts today through the end of the month. And then you can click new periods, and this will add new periods here for you to use. That's how it works. Pretty easy. And the next thing you want to do is define the ledger posting groups. So that is also under sales tax, and but it's going to be here under setup, sales tax, ledger posting groups. So I would just create a new one. And I'm just going to call it MX. So I had already identified my accounts here. Just going to copy them. And that's it. So I will go now to my sales tax codes and click on new. Okay guys, so I've made some changes here to this sheet. Really, I want to set up this VAT 5% for products, 2% for services, and code for exempt. Really, it could be, we'll just call it exempt. It could be either products or services. So I'm just going to copy these here with a description. Settlement period, we'll choose our monthly that we defined. We choose the MX we defined. And you want to go to values. So this is EVA, which means VAT, right? And you go to values and just add a value. This is 5%, so I'll just say 5. Then we'll do a new one. Got the 2%. And our last one, it's this one here. It should be 0, so we can leave it as 0 there. So that pretty much concludes the sales tax code. So now we need to add them to first the sales tax group. So let's go there, sales tax group. And I'm going to create a new one, and this is going to be full, which means just the full rate. And I'm going to add here 2 of my codes, the 2 and the 5. So I'm just following this full, the 5 and the 2, and save. So I will do the same. Oh, okay, I need one more. We will do exempt. And I just need one here, which is this VAT exempt. Then I'm going to go to the item sales tax group, and I need one for products, one for services. So we're saying that our products, they can either be 5% or exempt. Those are the only 2 possibilities. And services, it can either be 2% or exempt. So that concluded our setup there, but we need 2 additional mappings, right? Because we said the sales tax groups get added to the customer, and the item sales tax group gets added to the product. And based on that, the sales order will look for a sales tax code that coincides with both of these groups. So let's go into Dynamics and also do these mappings. Okay, so in order to check that in Dynamics, what I'm going to do is go to accounts receivable, customers or customers. Then I will go to one of these and I'm going to add the mapping. So here under invoice and delivery, there is the sales tax group. So I'm going to add my sales tax group here, and we want it to be full. I'll go ahead and save that. Then we also want to go to the product information management, release products. I'm going to pick this first one here. This is a speaker. And under the sale tab, there is this taxation item sales tax group. So this is a product. So I'm going to call it a product and save it as well. All right, guys, so when that is set up, then we can go to accounts receivable, customers, all customers. And we are back in that customer that we set up. Then create a new sales order from there if you would like. I'm going to add my product, which was this first one here. And I'm going to add a price. And here under sell, you will see tax, sales tax. Click on that. And as you can see, it did pick up our 5% like we expected. So this looks good, guys. So that is the end of this setup. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. See you next time.